My lady, may I come in? Thank you, miss. Forgive me. I know you asked me not to disturb you, but you haven't eaten. I was hoping you would at least take some tea. Here you are. Forgive me, miss, but I took the liberty of adding some lemon and honey to your tea to help soothe your throat. I know your voice has been strained recently. Forgive me again, miss. I know it's improper, but please hold still. Ah, as I feared, you have a fever, just as I suspected. I'm afraid I cannot obey. My job is to keep you healthy, my lady. And since you intend on running yourself into the ground, I have no choice but to intervene. Now, will you move away from your desk on your own, or do you require my assistance? You may growl, groan, and give me as much grief as you wish, miss. However, I shall remain steadfast in my duty. Take my hand, and I shall escort you to your chambers and fetch a doctor. You do need a doctor, miss. Or did you conveniently forget about the fever you have? Even if you feel fine, illness isn't something we should trifle with. I would hate for you to become bedridden and even more miserable. The work shall still be there tomorrow, miss. I'm afraid I will not listen to any more excuses. My lady, sit down on the bed. You looked lost for a second. Are you well? Lightheaded? Not eating will do that to you, miss. I will have the chef prepare some soup for you. Soup is what you need. It's gentle on your stomach and will give you some much-needed fluid. If you eat it all, perhaps I will allow you a scoop of chocolate ice cream. Yes, the chef just made a new batch. I'm sure he won't notice if one scoop goes astray. But only if you allow the doctor to examine you, and only if you behave while they do so. Understood? No, miss. Unfortunately, you are not a very pleasant patient. If I'm not mistaken, the last doctor that we called for you nearly ran away in tears. I don't know what you said to the poor woman, but such behavior will not be tolerated nor go unpunished. You must be even more sick than you realize if you're asking such foolish questions. Of course I care for you, my lady. You're my dutiful, respected lady. I have served you for the last year, and will continue to do so until you dismiss me. Perhaps. I am so bold because we've been through so much together, miss. Now, would you please kindly lay down while I call a doctor for you? It matters not if you're tired. Rest is what you require. I'm afraid I will have to be quite insistent on this matter. I know you want to do well, but you already are. You've already proven to all society how noble of house this is. You needn't work yourself to death to continue to prove it. Your mother and father wouldn't have wished that on you. In fact, if they could see you right now, I'm sure they would join me in this lecture. Yes, I can picture that. It's okay, miss. You can cry. You don't need to hide your feelings. Not from me. It doesn't matter. Even if it's been 6 months, 6 years, or even 6 centuries. Grief follows no set timeline, and anyone who says otherwise, frankly, miss, is a liar. I know you do. I miss seeing them as well. I still prepare his lordship's coffee in the morning sometimes before I remember. My lady, may I speak frankly for a moment? You do not have to take this burden on by yourself. Simply being the sole heir and representative of this house does not mean you need to dedicate your life to maintaining its dignity. Life is much more than paperwork, miss. It may be imprudent of me to suggest this, my lady. However, I know Lady Anne is holding a ball soon. She has sent you 3 invitations, my lady, and I know she and all of your friends want to see you again. You've spent enough time mourning, my lady. It's time for you to live now, miss. And I know that's what they want. And, quite frankly, it's what I want as well. I want to see you smiling again. And I know I speak for the rest of the staff when I tell you how desperate we are for some cheer in this house. What do you say? You'll accept? Wonderful. I'll send a reply post-haste. Let me... Miss? No, it's just you're still holding my hand. If that is what you wish, then I am in no position to refuse. I'll stay here until you fall asleep, then fetch a doctor. Shh. Miss, I'm right here. I'll keep the nightmares at bay. I promise. You don't need to thank me. This is simply my duty, and one, quite frankly, I take seriously. Sleep well, my lady.